We are taking you on a tour of Buenaventura, a Colombian city in the department of Valle del Cauca, home to the country's main port on the Pacific Ocean and vital to Colombia's international trade and economy. Are you ready? We start with the flight from Bogota, the capital of Colombia. The trip is made in a medium-sized aircraft that fits 40 passengers. This aircraft is ideal for short flights to regions with small airport infrastructures. Here we have made it to the Geraldo Tovar Lopez Airport in Buenaventura. The Columbia Ports Project is an initiative started by Partners of the Americas and funded by the U.S. Department of Labor. It works to enforce internationally recognized labor rights for the port sector and prioritizes this area of Colombia, which happens to be one of the most biodiverse and resource-rich regions in the country, featuring lush rainforests, rushing rivers, mangroves, a great variety of fauna and flora, and landscapes of remarkable natural beauty. If you look closely at the water towards the mainland, you can see the pods of whales that visit this region every year. The region's mostly Afro-Colombian population maintains its traditional cultural identity. It is influenced by its African and indigenous heritage, its gastronomy, marimbas and local percussion instruments playing music, its peaceful natural environment that attracts ecotourism from all over the world, and, above all, its port, which is Colombia's gateway to the world through the Pacific and defines the city's daily life. Unlike other port cities in the country, Buenaventura is not a city with a port, but rather a port with a city. The port defines the life and livelihood of its population, most of whom depend greatly on port activities. To the right, you can see the port infrastructure as seen from the sea. Large vessels dock at the port to the specialized cranes for loading and unloading containers and bulk cargo. From our hotel room, we can see how the port works 24/7. The port never stops, and neither does its workforce. Thanks to the work of these people, each vessel is loaded and unloaded on time, ensuring that the flow of trade does not stop. Here begins our tour inside the port, where all kinds of workers make port operations possible, day in and day out, regardless of weather conditions, whether in the pouring rain or the blazing sun, they keep the port moving. This is the handling area for unloading imported steel coils. Here you are where the operations of bulk unloading and unloading occurs. This is a refrigerated container area where products are guaranteed to stay cold and fresh. This is where workers load coffee for export. We showed you the inner economic heart of Colombia, also known as Buenaventura. We saw firsthand the work of those who make it possible for the port's operations to continue, the men and women who deserve decent working conditions for their hard work. The Columbia Ports Project has given itself the goal of making this a reality, working hand in hand with the government, port companies, and, above all, the workers themselves. Together we are building a more just and equitable future for those who make this port flourish.